Good morning, and how are you, Sana?
I am doing well. I'm
Good.
doing well. Yes. First, before I ask you, because this matter has come up again, what is your own assessment of the work that Kissi Agyabeng has done so far as the special prosecutor? Are you impressed?
Well, I think that there's more room for improvement, but I'm definitely satisfied.
Oh, you are satisfied?
I'm satisfied with the work he's doing.
Okay. Then what do you make of the persistent calls for him to go?
On what basis?
That he is not achieving results.
He's not doing what?
Achieving results. People are particularly not happy with because they think that
What is the standard?
I think the biggest issue is that he didn't deal with the Ken Ofori-Atta matter satisfactorily to a lot of people's satisfaction.
On what basis? Kissi Agyabeng has no power to fly to America and arrest him and bring him back to Ghana. He has no such power. The special prosecutor had no power to prevent Ken Ofori-Atta from traveling outside this country. He's done all that he has to do. That is to investigate the matter. During his investigations, he requested the presence of Ken Ofori-Atta in his office. Ken Ofori-Atta was outside the jurisdiction. Mind you, he didn't give permission to Ken Ofori-Atta to travel out of the jurisdiction. He wrote to Ken Ofori-Atta, giving him time to appear. When it became abundantly clear that Ken Ofori-Atta will not appear, he declared him a fugitive from justice. Ken Ofori-Atta took issue through his lawyers. They gave him a date that they will appear before him. He removed the red alert notice. When he failed to appear, when Ken Ofori-Atta failed to appear, he reinstated the red alert notice. Meanwhile, investigations were still continuing. He's then collaborating with the Attorney General to have Ken Ofori-Atta extradited to this country. He's also given a full account of the investigations conducted so far in the SML thing. Tell me, where has he faulted?
So far, you think he's, when it comes to even that matter.
A conversation for your listeners. With this account, tell me how he has faulted. Because I don't see how he has faulted.
And you think he's done his work well in this matter?
I think that is satisfactory. Look, you see, all of us must know that following due diligence is not weakness. It's not a weakness. Ensuring that things are done in accordance with law is not a weakness. In fact, it is the foundation on which justice is built. So the fact that he's following due diligence doesn't mean he's weak. We don't run kangaroo democracy in this country. And we have seen the man being active. He's in the news more than before. He's in the news. He's established the structures. Yes, he's not finished establishing the structures. Today, the office of the special prosecutor is like the sword of Damocles hanging over the head of any appointee. Sometimes I believe that those who are calling for the scrapping of the institution are people who think that his presence will prevent them from engaging in corruption and corruption-related offenses. Sometimes that's my belief. That's my feeling. I have a feeling that they think that the special prosecutor is an obstacle to their attempts to loot. And for those of the outgoing government, they think that he's hounding them too much. And that was not the purpose for which he was appointed into office.
I see. There's Baba Rufai who says, in fact, to be very frank, I haven't stated my view on this issue. My job is to deal with these issues. Baba Rufai says the office of the OSP is not adding any value to the country. He hasn't said why. So many of my listeners say that before Joe says he must go. So many people hold that opinion. What do you think is influencing that?
He's added value to the country. Now, there are many cases being investigated at the OSP, which falls within his mandate. SML is being investigated by many other institutions. But that aspect that falls within his mandate is investigating it. Gold for oil falls within his mandate and is investigating it. The MPA scandal falls within his mandate and is investigating it. I can continue mentioning. And I've been following the OSP closely because, I think that I owe it a duty to the office to help it to succeed. Because of the amount of money that we spent to create it. The reasons why MPP in 2016 put it in their manifesto and got us in 2017, 2018 to work on it. We traveled out of this country using the taxpayers' money to go to Singapore, look at how the OSP works. To go to Canada, look at how the OSP works. To go to South Africa, look at how the OSP works. Came out and fashioned a law. We had to overcome the difficulty of the Constitution, Article 88.3, to establish the OSP. The industry effort that went into the establishment and creation of the office, the resources, we need to let it work. The Attorney General under Article 88 has criminal and civil jurisdictions or authority in this country, but hasn't got police powers, can only exercise those police powers by the agencies that are attached to the Attorney General's office. But because this is a special office, that office has been given police powers, has been given operational independence, has been given financial independence. And you can only give it time to crystallize and mature and serve the purpose for which it was created. Yes, I understand the frustrations. But this is a new institution that is learning the ropes. And why do we think that you can bring forth a child today and the child will begin to run? It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. That's why I know people, and I've heard people express those frustrations. But I think that we must give the OSP time to work. I must hasten to add that when this Kissi Agyabeng was nominated as OSP, I was the first to criticize the nomination. But I followed keenly his work, and he's convinced me that it means good for this country.
I see. Explain to us, you were part of those who worked on the law that established this office. How do we hold, okay, so what are the standards that we can use to assess him based on the law you've created? If I want to do an assessment of the OSP's office, how do I do that?
So the standard for assessment is there. We were also concerned, if you look at the law was also concerned with value for money. The law and the stakeholders, and particularly CDD, and I'm mentioning that because the present chairman of the Constitution Review Committee was at the stakeholders conference organized by Parliament through the Committee on Constitutional, Legal, and Parliamentary Affairs. And he and his institution insisted that there must be benchmarks for assessing the work of the special prosecutor. So when you see the special prosecutor conducting press conferences, issuing press releases, issuing 6 months periodic reports on what he is doing, he's just following the law. That is what the law requires him to do. Because we want Ghanaians to know what he is doing. So the law, just take the law, you will see that clearly the things that we are talking about today are incorporated in the law. And so, is he performing? Yes. Has he secured convictions? Not that many. Is he investigating many corruption and corruption-related offenses? Yes. Have obstacles been placed on his way? Yes. And it is not limited to Kissi Agyabeng. Even Martin Amido had to resign. That should tell you that the office of the special prosecutor is a difficult office to operate in. Because you wouldn't get official cooperation. And where the executive is not interested in fighting corruption, they will frustrate you at every turn. But it's because they have been making progress. I believe so.
I see. So for those who are raising those issues, not satisfied with him, what would be your advice?
How many cases of corruption and corruption-related offenses have the police dealt with and concluded within the period that the special office, the prosecutor's office has established? How many corruption and corruption-related offenses has IUCO conducted and completed within the period under review? Or you mention any other investigative and prosecutorial body that has completed a major corruption case that the office of the special prosecutor has not completed? Investigations into corruption and corruption-related offenses take time. In fact, sometimes up to 6 years. You have just been told that when the FBI came to Ghana and arrested the Ghanaians, about 6 Ghanaians, and requested for their extradition to the United States of America, the investigations into the case and the busting of the ring took 6 years. Took 6 years. Kissi Agyabeng has not been in office for 6 years. But at least, me and you can tell of the offenses he's investigating. Yes, he needs encouragement. We must encourage him. He needs to be reminded that Ghanaians are restless. But he cannot sacrifice expediency and sacrifice justice for expediency, good work, diligence for expediency. While he has to take into account the expectation of Ghanaians to bring culprits to book, he must do his work diligently.
I see. Alhaji, thank you. Thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Alhaji Inusah Fuseini, who is member of Parliament for Tamale Central. He was, I think, the ranking member of the Constitutional Legal and Parliamentary Affairs Committee of Parliament at the time. And so played a huge role in that. He says he owes it a duty to the OSP's office to help them succeed. He's asking simple question. You see, sometimes don't just be disappointed in the person, listen to the person. He's asking you a simple question. If your assessment is that the OSP has not started a case and ended, he's asking a simple question. Between the period when the OSP was established and now, how many cases has IUCO successfully investigated, been prosecuted, and concluded within that period? Ask the police. The same thing. CID, Criminal Investigations Department. Have they been, how many cases within that period have they been able, of corruption, have they been able to arrest person, investigate the matter, prosecute it, and conclude it within that period? Then if you're looking at, so all the others, even the Attorney General's office, how many cases have they initiated within that period, concluded successfully, and gotten, what do they call it, a judgment, among others, within that period? That if you're doing that assessment, you have to be fair to the OSP's office. That's his point.
9 years is a good time.
It's not 9 years.
It was 2018. I lie.
No.
When was it
The
created?
law was passed like 2019.
You are sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
It should be 2018.
Are you sure?
Office of the Special Prosecutor should be 2018. Check.
I'm coming.
It's enough time for us to see some major prosecutions. You see, we cannot continue to be funding failure when corruption goes unpunished.
And he's been there since
We are
2022.
putting everything together since the 2018 when the office was created. The major, prosecutions they have done. 2018.
Okay, 2018.
That's when it was created. Yeah, I remember.
February 23rd, 2018.
I hear less on the line.
Okay. First, let's just conclude. Not him.